A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. I'm Ritwika Gupta. Tonight, as part of our year-enders, we'll be spotlighting the audio market as well as bringing you an exclusive year-end report for businesses in India. In the first segment, I'll be chatting with Rohan Nayak, co-founder and CEO Pocket FM. And in the second segment, we'll recap the key events that shaped businesses in 2024 and highlight what lies ahead for the coming year. I'm now joined live by Rohan Nayak, co-founder and CEO Pocket FM. Thank you so much, Rohan, for joining us today.
Thanks for inviting me.
So, Rohan, the global audio market is projected to reach $300 billion by 2032. With such significant growth on the horizon, where do you see the biggest opportunities? And do you think being an early mover in this space has given you an edge?
Yeah, so I think if you look at historically, the audio space has had primarily three categories, which is music, audiobooks, and podcasts, right? And what we realized is that there's a big gap in the audio space, which is in entertainment. While there has been, podcasts and audiobooks have been there for decades, there's been no innovation in audio with respect to audio entertainment.
Right.
I think that's where sort of Pocket FM found the need gap, right? While video has had a lot of innovation in entertainment platforms like long form entertainment, which is Netflix, and short form, which is TikTok. Audio has never had any entertainment platform, and that's what Pocket FM is. So I believe that entertainment as a category in audio is going to be the biggest driver of growth.
Now, you've often emphasized that execution is key in audio storytelling. Is this what sets Pocket FM apart, your ability to innovate in content creation and experiment with storytelling formats?
No, for sure. I mean, we started 6 years back, and when we started, there's no playbook on how to build an audio entertainment platform, right? No one has done it before, so I feel it was just a journey of, experimentation and trying to figure out the right first format of audio entertainment. What is exactly the right format for audio entertainment? That's when we found audio series. We've innovated in three sort of, I would say, we have innovated in three key pillars of building a content business, which is how do you find a great story? We have our writer community. We have an AI blockbuster engine, which helps us predict blockbusters ahead of time. Then the second pillar was, once you have a great show, how do you market it? We leverage social media pretty aggressively to distribute our audio series on social media. And the third is once you have the right show, you have figured out a playbook to market it. The third one, how do you monetize it? And even there, right, Ritwika, we have pioneered microtransactions in content, which has not been a norm, and we've been pretty successful at that.
So what would you say were the key drivers behind Pocket FM's revenue growth in FY24? Were there specific decisions or strategies that made all the difference?
So the key driver for the Pocket FM's growth in FY24 was, of course, we scaled up quite tremendously in the US market. Right. So while Pocket FM started in India, we decided to expand into the US market in 2023, given that there was literally no audio series platform anywhere globally. It's not just India. And that has contributed a lot to our success in FY24. And this coupled with just, I think, continuous innovations in finding the right stories. As I said, we are in the business of finding great and unique stories. That's the single line sort of what our business is. And I think we've found such great blockbusters in FY24, like Saving Nora, which crossed $30 million in revenue. We have 7 shows which have made more than sort of 100 crores in FY24, and 30 shows which have made more than 10 crores. So I think US expansion plus the fact that we just consistently found great shows contributed to this.
Now, Rohan, you have successfully raised millions across multiple funding rounds. Tell us, what lessons from your journey would you share with entrepreneurs navigating the funding landscape, especially those struggling to secure backing in their early days?
Yeah, so I feel it's an iterative journey. Even for us, like when we started, no one really believed that I mean, I used to get questions like, who will listen to audio, right? And I used to get that for the first 3, 4 years of us starting Pocket FM. I think at the end of the day, it's sort of just about self-belief, and, just trying to navigate the landscape by crafting a story really well. Because sometimes all it takes is, while you might have a very strong belief in what you are doing, but it might not be getting communicated right.
Now, expanding into the US market is a bold move. Rohan, tell us what inspired this decision and how has the response been? And as you prepare to expand into Europe, what strategies will you prioritize?
Yeah, I mean, I think US expansion was again stemmed from our first principle thinking that while I'm sort of iterating, right, there's literally no audio series platform globally. No one has built an entertainment platform globally. When we saw it worked really well in India, the logical question was why won't it work in the US? And, while there have been I think there's been a consumer platform which has scaled globally from India. We just believed in us that we can do it, and it just makes, again, from first principle thinking, it makes sense. So we just took a call in 2022 that we are going to expand to US and going to make it work, and it did happen for us. Now 70% of our revenue is from US. And I think the playbook that, Ritika, we have crafted for the business, the playbook of finding great stories, marketing them, and sort of monetizing them, it's not geo specific. It worked in India, it worked in US. Now it's already showing great signs in, UK and Germany.
Great. Now, a big part of Pocket FM's success lies in the community of writers. How do you collaborate with your network of Indian and global writers to keep the content fresh, engaging, aligned with your vision?
I mean, I hate gatekeepers, right? At the end of the day, I mean, I would want, there should not be any gatekeepers to for creativity. If as a creator, I would want to create something. If it does well, if your users love it, it should get famous, or the content should go viral, right? So what we sort of realized was that while AI came along our way, we were one of the first to adopt AI voice. So for our writers now on the Pocket FM platform, let's say you start writing an audio show, you can select an AI voice and you click a button and that's it. Yeah, AI show goes live, your audio series goes live.
Rohan, you've also mentioned exploring generative AI as a future opportunity. How do you see technology, especially AI, shaping not only Pocket FM but the broader audio entertainment industry?
Yeah, I mean, I'm of the strong opinion that no one can, AI can't replace creativity, right? That's just not going to happen, right? So, which means that the craft of storytelling is just so nuanced and it's so beautiful that it can't be replaced with AI. What I feel will happen with AI is that it'll become easier and easier for the writers or the creators to create high quality content with a lot of ease. So just taking an example of audio series, right? Writers are creating audio series from their home anywhere in the world, right? And this is high quality audio series where the voice is great, the editing is good. All you needed to work on was your was your script. And then I think that's going to evolve into multiple formats where I believe even comics is going to get easier, where writer can just export their script into a comic, right? So over time, like say if you take a view of 5 to 10 years, what's going to happen is that the power is going to shift towards creators, where they can themselves create high quality content on their own, right? And that just will unlock creativity to a very next level, because which has not been possible so far. Because again, even if I'm a great writer, how do I create a good movie?
Right, and finally, with the ambition to become the Netflix of audio, from what I read, what's your long-term vision for Pocket FM? How are you preparing to tackle the challenges of scaling both horizontally across new markets and vertically within the industry?
The long-term vision, Ritika, for Pocket is beyond audio. It's Pocket entertainment. It's not just Pocket FM. What we strongly believe is that we are actually finding some of the best stories that exist in the world, right? Through this medium, through audio. And once we find these great stories, we should empower that these stories sort of travel across geographies, which means travel across geographies in audio, but also travel across formats, which is, comics and movies and TV shows. So for us, the longer term play is that we would want to create one of the largest writer communities. And once we, and sort of, and provide a platform so that we can find the world can find great stories, and then you expand across formats. And we ourselves are going to launch new formats next year, which we're going to announce. But we strongly believe that the future is to build a new entertainment platform and not just an audio entertainment platform.
Absolutely. Well, it was lovely chatting with you, Rohan. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Ritwika. Thanks for having me.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back to IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. As part of our cover story, we bring you an exclusive year-end report that captures how 2024 shaped the business landscape, marked by advancements in AI, a focus on sustainability and rapid scaling, and what's on the horizon for 2025. Let's dive in. Joining me now live in the studio are my colleagues Ishita Dang and Rishita Kumar to share more insights. Hi girls, now as the year winds down, what does your analysis say? How has 2024 shaped up for businesses, especially MSMEs in India? Was it a year full of action?
Absolutely, Ritwika. This year has been buzzing with activity, IPOs, payment policies and taxation, you name it. Plus, 2024 saw some key discussions on scaling strategies, and we will spotlight those in today's report.
Sure, and Rishita, what is your take?
I completely agree, Ritwika. There's been a strong focus on digitization and sustainability this year. We are also diving into the biggest trends for 2025 and spotlighting the game changers to watch out for.
Sounds great. Let's then kick things off with the MSME sector. Over to you, Ishita.
Well, in India, MSMEs are one of the driving forces propelling the country towards strengthening its socio-economic positioning globally. As the backbone of the Indian economy, our country has witnessed an upward trajectory in terms of contribution by MSMEs to India's GDP, which accounts for almost 30% as per recent data. Yet, these hidden heroes of our economy face long-standing challenges. The first is access to finance. This is one of the most critical challenges as the majority of the MSMEs operate as informal entities. That puts them at a disadvantage to attract formal financing from banks and other financial intermediaries. They face disrupted financial performance because their creditworthiness is unknown. Furthermore, operating cycles get disrupted because of delayed payments by the buyers. Despite statutory provisions, MSMEs refrain because of the fear of losing future business. Additionally, access to capital markets by MSMEs is underpenetrated in India. The second most significant challenge is inadequate infrastructure and lack of innovation. The Union Budget 2024 emphasized on infrastructure, particularly in improving roads, railways, ports, to enhance connectivity and supply chain for MSMEs. Improved supply chain, logistics will minimize disruptions, reduce inventory costs, and enhance the overall reliability of MSME operations. This will assist MSMEs in accessing markets more efficiently and timely delivery of goods and services.
MSME sector in India has consistently demonstrated remarkable resilience and adaptability, significantly contributing to the nation's GDP over the years. The year 2024 was no different. Despite the challenges, MSMEs contributed 30% to India's GDP, 40% to exports, and created over 110 million jobs across the country. With government initiatives like the Udyam Registration Scheme, PM Vishwakarma, Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, and much more, India this year strengthened its position as the fastest growing G20 economy. Its stock market rose to become the 7th largest, with a market cap of $3.989 trillion. 2024 for Indian businesses ushered in rampant digitalization, sustainable production, trade facilitation, and so much more. To assess this better, let us hear from the MSME owners and experts themselves what 2024 looked like for them.
2024 has been quite dynamic, and it presented us with its own set of challenges and opportunities. During the year, we saw 60% of the businesses accepting digital tools. this was a great opportunity for us.
It was full of opportunities. It does pursue a couple of challenges that we see in the ecosystem as the digital financial space is evolving in the country.
So how does 2025 look? What are the anticipated trends and how prepared are businesses to adapt to the same? Let's find out. The first trend would be India's tryst with a circular economy, fueling the rise of sustainability as an imperative factor for Indian businesses. A circular economy is an emerging approach that aims to keep resources in use for as long as possible. According to a Deloitte report, 91% businesses increased investments towards sustainability in the last year. The report further revealed that climate change is the top priority for 40% of Indian CXOs this year, outpacing AI-driven innovation and economic outlook. Further, the rise of climate change, increased government focus on sustainability proves that the path towards a circular economy seems inevitable. Let us find out how significant this is for business owners for their agenda.
If a business is operating in a globalized world right now, lots of countries, especially in the West, are considering imposing tariffs on goods that are being exported from India to their countries. So that will play a very big role in terms of providing goods and services across the world. So they'll have to consider their own scope 1, scope 2 emissions and things like that.
Sustainability depends again on demand and supply. Demand and supply is a main aspect for any industry for a growth prospect.
As we advance into the AI era, the world stands to experience both its transformative benefits and inevitable challenges. According to the India Cyber Threat Report 2025 by the Data Security Council of India, the coming year is likely to witness an increase in AI-driven cyber attacks in the form of sophisticated phishing, wishing, and social engineering attacks. It is also likely to leverage deep fakes for identity theft, fraud, and bypassing security measures. Therefore, what businesses need to do in such an environment is protect themselves, strengthen their detection capabilities, incident response, and focus on cyber resiliency. It is essential to find out how these cybersecurity policies have evolved and what can businesses do to prioritize it.
So in India, we do not have a comprehensive data privacy regulation right now. Like in Europe, they have GDPR. I think that will be because the Indian government is pushing for our data to be located onshore rather than shipped offshore. That will play a major role for businesses, and I think data privacy laws, once they're implemented in India, that will also play a major role.
As a developing country, the industrial distribution in India is inclined towards micro-enterprises. For example, for every 100 entities in India, 90% of the entities are micro-enterprises and the remaining are small, medium or large entities. This absence of small and medium enterprises is referred to as the missing middle by the economists. Now, let's delve into key strategies that MSMEs can adapt to scale their businesses. The first and foremost scaling strategy is expanding digital footprint. Regardless of your industry and scale, digital marketing is a dictating factor in terms of profits and market presence for customers. The second most crucial strategy would be attracting capital. According to experts, the root problem for MSME sector is their failure to attract funding, leading to constant starvation for funds. Additionally, MSMEs can play a critical role in promoting sustainable practices for a promising long-term growth and resilience. This will also help them stand out with increasing consumer awareness about the climate change. MSMEs can also focus on building strategic partnerships and innovation in research and development.
Strategies in terms of marketing, putting people for getting orders and all on a freelance basis.
I have seen a lot of businesses, they don't want to hire a lot of people. What they want to do is they want to automate things in their businesses.
As we spoke about the state of Indian MSMEs, let me tell you a few important IPOs in the next few months. Flipkart, one of India's largest e-commerce sites, valued at $36 billion, is gearing up for an IPO within the next 12 to 15 months. The company has reportedly secured internal approvals to shift its domicile from Singapore to India, which is a significant step towards listing on Indian stock exchanges. This move is being seen as a part of the company's long-term strategy to streamline their operations with the Indian market. The next big thing we are eyeing out is Alpha Wave Global. Reportedly, Alpha Wave Global, a US-based investment firm, has made an offer exceeding $1 billion to acquire a minority stake in Haldiram snack food. This bid could mark India's biggest private equity deals. Apart from this, the Jubilant Bhartiya Group, which runs India's largest food service businesses, is set to acquire a 40% stake in country's leading Coca-Cola bottler. The Coca-Cola company produces beverages like Thums Up, Sprite, Fanta, Limca and its signature Coca-Cola brand. Jubilant Bhartiya Group via Jubilant Beverages Limited will acquire a 40% stake in Hindustan Coca-Cola Holding.
I like Elon Musk the most. The work that he has been doing, I'm a huge fan of the Cybertruck.
So in 2024, the name that comes to my mind, not only as somebody who has made an impact in 2024, but even in the years before this and in the decades to come, it has to be Ratan Tata.
It is evident that the wave of digitization has hit not just a country, but the world in general. A byproduct of this has been the emergence of apps, particularly business apps. These applications have become essential tools for companies in India, empowering them to streamline operations, enhance productivity, and stay connected with customers. Some of the prominent examples of this has been WhatsApp Business that gets approximately 100 million downloads every month, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, Zoho CRM, HubSpot CRM are some other examples of the same. Additionally, India is also witnessing a rise in applications specifically designed to empower MSMEs, like an online B2B wholesale marketplace, IndiaMart, a platform that makes creating a bill hassle-free, Vyapar, and many more. Further, the fact that the Finance Minister has announced rupees 1,500 crore for a proposed scheme that will provide financial incentive to promote digital modes of payment is just another proof of the fact that 2025 is going to be the year of digitization. So what is the one essential app that businesses are looking forward to in 2025 that can help streamline their day-to-day operations?
Well, business app, it would be, I think from my perspective, at my level, I've used Grow app the most when it comes to investment and trading. So I think that this is something that I've used the most in 2024.
I think I used AI the most this year. I think there are many AI agents like ChatGPT, Claude. We use Claude more because I'm into coding a little bit.
We can draw valuable lessons from countries that have successfully developed a robust MSME sector. A global evaluation of the MSME landscape and the factors that drive sustainable growth highlights two critical areas for intervention. First, the creation of a favorable credit environment is essential. Second, MSMEs should be encouraged to integrate into global value chains or GVCs. These initiatives, when combined, can help bridge the missing middle gap in India. While the responsibility for enhancing the credit environment lies primarily with the government and policy makers, improving competitiveness largely rests with the MSMEs themselves.
As we step into 2025, it is clear that MSMEs must gear up for a future defined by sustainability, digital transformation, cybersecurity, and customer-centric innovation. The shift towards a circular economy will push economies and businesses to adopt greener practices, while the rise of AI-driven operations will demand heightened vigilance against evolving cyber threats. Investments in technology and IT infrastructure will no longer be optional, but essential for growth and development.
Well, indeed, there's so much to look forward to in the new year, the key conversations, game-changing innovations, and the emerging trends. And as always, at Leaders of Tomorrow, we are committed to bringing you the most compelling stories in the year ahead. Every Monday to Friday, 7:30 p.m. on ET Now. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.